this is easily has the opportunity to range in a 35 to 40% band for a little bit of time before we get, Fed confirmation, before Bitcoin flies again. So don't be shocked if it goes up or down, 20% in a day.
Welcome back to another episode of WagmiTV. On this channel, we've previously covered a lot of base-focused AI agents, but today we want to focus on one of the top Solana AI agents, which is AI16Z. As always, this is not financial advice. Please make sure to do your own research. But let's dive into it.
Yeah, let's do it. As you know, we've been a fan of AI agents on this channel ever since they existed. In the last few months or so, we've been diving deep into them, and we've covered AI which is a big blue chip in the space. Another big blue chip in the space is AI16Z as well. And if we pull up cookie.fun here really quick, we can see that by far, out of all of these Solana coins, it's up here way at the top, right? I mean, Farcoin's a close second, but after that, it drops off pretty heavily down at Graphane at 3.95 mind share. But then obviously AI and Virtual is up here at the top. But in terms of Solana tokens in the AI agent space, AI16Z is leading the way pretty heavily. And the reason why we're highlighting this today mainly is because AI agents have just been getting beaten down. Like if we just look at even the last 7 days here on market cap of a lot of these coins, we're seeing a heavy beatdown on the price. And actually AI16Z out of these kind of blue chip AI agent projects has seen the biggest gap down from its high in market cap and price. And so that's why we're talking about it today. If you are interested in AI agents, it could be a good risk reward opportunity right now. Buying it 7 days ago at its all-time high, not a great move after that big run up. A lot of these have tripled, doubled inside of a week, going from December 28th to the first week of January. But right now, if you are interested in the space, it could be a good time. Again, not financial advice, but in terms of risk reward, it's getting as good as it was just about a month ago. So if we pull up the chart here, we're going to look at AI16Z here briefly. And obviously we saw kind of this, this little bitty run here, late December. And then we actually saw somewhat of a cup and handle here, that led us into, this pump from, Friday, December 27th, all the way to January 2nd, and we saw a 200% increase. So one of the fastest growing AI agents at this size of the time. And obviously since then, we've kind of regressed back to those levels, pretty close to those levels, down another 60% or so. So that's what we're talking about it today. But if we look at the chart here pretty carefully, we're going to notice, similar to a lot of other AI agent charts, we established a pretty critical support right here at the 95 cent level or so. And this was a pretty critical resistance, even if I draw this back further. AI16Z taps this resistance from, call it December 13th all the way through December 28th. So for 15 days, it was tapping that resistance, couldn't make it by. Finally explodes. You see 200% increase here. And now we've actually returned to the scene of the crime here. And, we're bouncing off of this previous resistance, which is great in terms of chart strength, right? If we just blew right through that and, ended up back here along these levels, that would not have been a healthy chart look. But obviously we bounced off of that previous resistance level, which was great. Now, if we look at where we could be headed, I think it's always good to take a look at a fib retracement. So really, there's a lot of open space here to play from a range perspective. So, I mean, we could be ranging from this 95 cent level to, 130 for quite some time. But if we do break through, we want to stand on top of 135. That's the next kind of upper band resistance that we're going to see, heavy resistance. And then from there, we'd want to, break out higher. But I would say, this is easily has the opportunity to range in a 35 to 40% band for a little bit of time before we get, Fed confirmation, before Bitcoin flies again. So don't be shocked if it goes up or down, 20% in a day. But again, in terms of risk reward, this is a decent time to take a look, especially since we confirm this resistance as support from back here on Christmas-ish day. But that's a look at the chart. Any thoughts on this, Ev?
Yeah, I think one great thing you pointed out is the fluctuations that these things can have. This is really the trending topic in crypto right now. This is, that category that's had the largest gains so far in the last couple months here. And so you're right. You can see that 20% up, that 20% down. What runs really quick and gains a ton of market cap will also lose it very quick, and it's going to take time to create that support that you're talking about and that staying power. So yeah, I mean, it's funny, we're looking at these charts for a couple of the different AI agents, and they all look like they're at that key support level where they're retesting some of the money that's been in this project for a while. And yeah, I think it's a great coverage of the chart because we're really seeing some key levels right now.
I love it. I think that's a great breakdown. And I think the last thing I'd add before we wrap up here is when you see that, like, especially these newer projects, when you see the fluctuation of like a massive run up here and a big retracement, the one positive about this is that this kind of dump down recycles out, bad holders, right? So a lot of bad holders will buy when something is just pumping like crazy, up in these areas, and then they'll kind of freak out and sell in these areas, right, or maybe even lower. um, but all the smart money is already sold by that point. So folks who are looking at this and seeing an opportunity, those are going to be good holders, and so hopefully it kind of reaccumulates with people that are willing to hold past the next all-time high, which kind of helps with some of the supports we need to establish and getting another run up. So we'll definitely see. It's popular to see a recycling of holders and things like this, and usually in these cases, the holders will get a little bit better and more distributed. So that's another thing to consider.
Yeah, that's great coverage, Sia. And as always, if you've got comments on this chart or on AI16Z as a whole, feel free to like, comment, subscribe below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. But as always, come back to WagmiTV for the latest on AI agents, and we'll catch you next week. Wagme.